welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So today I'm bringing you an episode of the crazy things I met in the United States. Yeah, these things are things that when I came to this country, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. This is very, very crazy. So let's get right into it. You know how you come into a different country, and the truth is that you expect that some things are different because you left your country to that country for a reason. You know, you expect that there is a difference. You know, there's things that you met and you be like, wow. But these things I'm telling you, it's like things I met, I'm like, wow, like what's happening? The first thing I met that was so different from my country or what I have always knew literally the whole of my life was the time switch. The fact that in the United States we lose time and gain time. I know this thing is weird because like, what are you talking about? But it actually happened. Because let me use my country as an example. Sometimes we become 6 hours different from Nigeria, and sometimes we lose 1 hour and become 5 hours different from Nigeria. When I first experienced this time switch, I was like, what are you saying? Like, I didn't even understand it. Like till now, it's like sometimes like, oh my god, like where did that time go? Like who is saving this time that we are losing and the time that we are gaining? Why is it even a thing that we lose time and then we gain time? Like what? Why? And it happens that we actually lose time in, I think that's second week of March. We lose time during the second week of March, second Sunday of March, kind of. And then second Sunday of November, we gain time. And it was crazy. It actually affected me so much because when I had to work on the days that we gain time, you just stay at work so long because it's always switched at night. And most time before I graduated, I have always worked night because of school. So you have to work at night so you can come back in the morning and go to school or do other activities of school like that you have. So I always feel it very much. Like I always get angry in the gaining of time, that the November on, because you would stay there for a work of 8 hours. You stay there for 9 hours and you still get paid for 8 hours. I'm like, why am I here? Why is it that I'm repeating time? And I found it very crazy because I feel like, is it necessary that we have to lose 1 hour and gain 1 hour? Because it's like every day it happens. But the days I enjoy it most is the days that you have to gain when you are at home. You just sleep. You just sleep and sleep extra 1 hour before you have to get ready to get to work. You'll be like very refreshed. But if you are there, and I actually like it whenever I'm at home, when I'm gaining time, that is like the second week of November. If I'm not working, I love it because, you know, I have an extra 1 hour to rest. So because you just keep waking up that night and just like, whenever you wake up, like, my alarm is not yet here, like what's happening, why am I still sleeping? Just like, okay, let's take that rest. But if I'm losing time on the days I'm at work, I actually like it too because you go for an 8 hours work and you just only have to work for 7 hours and you get paid for 8 hours. It's like, okay, I don't mind. I don't mind losing time at work and get paid for the same thing. So I found it very crazy, and it's like the system. And I'm like, sometimes I feel like, when did this start? Why do we have to lose time? Why do we have to gain time? It's like, as much as crazy it sounds, it's real. Like that's a pattern of time zoning pattern in the United States, and I think it's crazy. I think, why is it necessary? But it is a thing. Secondly, the next thing I found crazy about the United States is the fact that different states have different time. Like it can be 3 here, and it's as far as that we are like different with time, like 3 hours difference. Like it might be, I'm in New York, so it might be like 2 o'clock here, and somewhere in the United States it's like they're still in like 11. Like it goes as much as having 3 hours different from the same. It's the same country. It's the same country. Like different states in the same country has different time clock. Yeah, it's really like crazy. But I found out like United States is so wide that their states, even though they are in the same country, I think that sometimes people will like confuse United States if it's actually a country or a continent, because their states is lying on different longitudinal time zones. It can be one here in New York, and then it's 12 in Tennessee, and then just like that it's 3 in Arizona. It's like that's different. Even if you're coming into the United States, you need to, like, when you're booking a flight even within the United States, you need to check your flight time and check when you're landing there, because the time that you're landing there might not be the time that you expect. That if you're calculating with your own time of the place that you're booking it from, it's like, I find it's very crazy, because sometimes I'm like, I'll call a friend in Illinois or Louisiana, and they'll be like, oh, I'm like, oh, I called you to know how you're doing. Like, early morning, so that I say hi. I was just going to work, and like, I was so still sleeping. I'm just still sleeping. They're like, because where I come from, Nigeria, where I come from, we have states too. It's a country, and we have states within Nigeria. And if it's one in Lagos, it's one in Abuja, it's one in Kano, it's one in Kaduna. No, what, like, it's one everywhere. If it's 2 here, it's 2 everywhere. Like, but to come and see that me waking up meaning somebody is just sleeping, and it's like, wow, that's crazy. So yes, that's another crazy thing I find in this country. Keep watching. I hope if you're here by this time, please click on the subscription button and give a thumbs up, and click subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Please click the subscription button and subscribe. Thank you. The third thing I think is crazy in this country is the credit card system. That one. Okay, let me start from telling you about my country, where I come from. I come from Nigeria, and when it comes to having credit accounts, credit bank accounts, it's kind of meant, I grew up knowing that it's a rich man's thing. You don't go and owe bank. It's only rich men. Rich men is not like rich men that does business, that rich business. That's the only people that goes to bank to get loan from bank. To owe bank, literally. To me, it's like I'm just a growing person. I don't have what it takes to go to bank to go and take loan, or to go and take money from bank. And then another thing is that when you go to take money from banks in my country, even though you're a businessman, you're doing well, you go with collateral. You go with a collateral. You give something. You give documents of your lands or documents of your house. You have to like give something for them to kind of have assurance in you, to give you the money that you're looking for. Even if it's $1, as far as you're coming for a loan or credit from the bank, you got to bring something. When I came to this country, this is like one of the things I think is crazy. When it comes to this country, I think I would say that the United States run on credit. I know there was a time like I wanted to pay for school fees, and I'm like, I'm Nigeria. I don't want to owe you. So I'm like, I want to, do my details, buy things with my money. I think, I still have that Nigerian spirit that if I don't have the money, I don't want to buy it. I don't want to owe you people. Keep your money. That kind of thing. But yeah, during my school time, I know that there was an incident that I had to pay for. I have to pay for some school fees. And, I didn't want to stress myself to come and work. It was literally close to my final year, so I didn't want to come and work and give myself so much stress working and schooling. No, that's I was kind of telling my uncle about it, and my uncle like, take a loan. Take a loan from the bank. I'm like, take a loan. Like, I don't want to be paying loan and all these other things. I'm like, okay. And my uncle was like, everybody in this country owes, even US, even the country itself is owing. So everyone in this country is owing. So it's like, it doesn't even matter. Take a loan and don't stress yourself going to work extra time just to pay for school fees. And it's actually true, because everybody is owing. See, people, they take so big loans for school and everything. It's not even, that one is even separate. The credit system is like, even for you to survive here, you have to have something we call a credit score. So now, I don't even know. Sometimes I'm like, when I think about this, I'm like, crazy. Because you have to, that credit score is just like, it's a proof that you can, when you are giving, like, you're accountable with money. Literally, that's just what that I see that in acts. Because when you borrow from a bank that you could pay, we have this social security number. If you are legally in the United States, you would have the social security number. Anywhere that you go, they actually ask for it when you want to, do a money transaction or anything. With that social security number, they pull up your credits. That credit is where they will know that what you have borrowed, how good you are in paying up what you borrow from banks, or from not just from bank, from other financial institutions. Because it's not even just bank. There is people that is like financial institution that what they do is just borrow people money. They are lenders to borrow people money, and it's like, it's crazy, because when you come to this country, they literally even beg you to take credit card. I remember when we just came, I don't even know how they know that you are here. Different banks will be mailing you letters to come take credit cards from them. That's like to come and owe them. Why are you begging me to owe? And you're like, they'll just give you like thousands, 10,000. You still pay interest on top of those money anyways. But the fact that they're just giving you out those money, like signing you out that kind of money for, take it. They even send you letters that you are qualified to take 10,000 loan from them. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy. This country, everybody's owing. Their credit system, like, they run on credit, and it's like crazy to me. So when you are not in US, and you see people riding big cars, living in the best mansions, everything is on credit though. Everything is bank that have those things that they are. Everything is on credit, and it's like crazy to me, because I came from a place where you pay to get your service. Everything is like transactional, financial present transaction. You give the money, they give you what you want. To somewhere that you still be begging you to come and take loan from them to buy what you want. And it's like, wow, it's crazy. But it's a thing here. To me, I found it very overwhelming. So it's amazing, because you can actually assess what you want to buy. You want to buy the best cars, you want to buy, you can. It's like a free nation. You can. There is money for you to assess and get what you want. And I think it's even good, the fact that they don't ask for collateral. Let me not say they don't ask for collateral, because it depends on the kind of amount of money that you want to take. Like, if it's so big, they can like ask for somebody to co-sign the money for you. So if you have a family member, if you actually need the money, or if you have a friend, the friend can co-sign for you to get the money. And I think the need of the co-sign is that if you don't pay, the person can start paying. They tax the person for your money, for the money. So it's like, okay. But then you don't have to like bring any monetary something as a collateral to get money or loan from the bank. Or that's why this place is just like good. if you want to excel. I think it's good, but at the same time, I think it's crazy the fact that you can, like, I can access that much money and I don't even need anything to get it. I just need to go to walk into bank, tell them, give me my social security. And it's even better if you kind of work with the bank. That's if you want to get the loan from bank, or if you want to get the money from bank, or but even if you don't want to work with bank, there's financial institutions that you just walk in, give your social security, they'll file papers with you, voila, you get the money. It's just crazy, but it's a thing, and it gets crazier as we move. It gets crazier. The fourth crazy thing I met in the United States is the fact that, the typical New Year we have, like 1st January, everybody celebrates New Year. I think, but when I came to this country, I understood that every culture have their own New Year. I wanted to say the original New Year we have 1st January, but if I say original New Year as 1st January, that means I'm saying that those ones are fake New Years. So no, it's not, because that is actually when those cultures say we are in a new year. Some people might be familiar with the Chinese New Year, because Chinese New Year comes between January 21st to February to middle of February. It depends on how their lunar year lies. It can come early into the 1st January, not 1st January. It can come early into 21st January, or to second week around early February. But then it's their New Year. That's when they celebrate New Year, and it's actually a holiday. Like, school closes because it's like that's their New Year. Some schools kind of take it as a holiday too, because that's their first. I don't know. It's that's why like that's their New Year, not just their 1st January. That's their own New Year. And sometimes I thought it was only the Chinese people that had a different New Year. But I found out that it's different. That even Iran people celebrate different New Years. And another one that I was really I found out that even Iran, there is a different Iranian New Year's, and it's not the normal typical 1st January New Year. Their own is different too. And then this Thailand people also celebrate a different New Year. It's like it's like very crazy. Like, you feel like you have a friend in that is Thailand, that is from Thailand, and they just tell you within the middle of the year that, oh, this is our New Year. I'm like, that's crazy. But it's like coming in here, you just get to see many things that is like totally different from what I know that is even normal. Because even the Hindu people celebrate Diwali. I heard that Diwali is a new year for them. I know that this Diwali, they celebrate it's kind of a celebration for light, new light, but then when I was researching about it, I found out that it was the New Year. I knew it was a celebration of lights, and I love that thing because the celebration is so colorfully, so beautifully. I'm like, sometimes when I see pictures of Diwali period, it's like, wow, I want to be Indian. Wow. Well, it's so beautiful and so colorful. It's like, then I found out that they actually were coming in. It's a celebration of lights, but they're working in new lights. Like, it's a new year, new lights. And then they are, taking out the bad lights out and taking new lights in. So it's like their new year. Like, wow. It's like different country, different people, different new year. And it's still observed. And we are still in the same United States. So it's like, wow. I like this one to me is like a crazy, a good crazy, because I love the fact that everybody is given the opportunity to embrace their culture, which I, typically coming from Africa, would think that this is crazy. Why are we having Chinese New Year today? Like, we just celebrated New Year. Like, why are you having Diwali in November? I think during November, it depends on when ending of November, it depends on when it happened. I think it actually happened like 5 days ago before I recorded this video. So it's like, when I see that, it's like beautiful, but it's like crazy. Like, this is crazy, but it's like beautiful too. That sometimes I ask the question, like, does it mean that during the typical New Year that they just celebrate New Year, that is just a normal day for them? Because if you guys already celebrated Diwali in November, does it mean that our own typical New Year, you guys just go on like it's an ordinary day? I don't know. Different people with different New Years, and it was, for me, when I first experienced it, it was crazy because I didn't understand why it should be. Why I was having so many New Years. Even though I love the holiday. Well, as a student, you love every holiday that they want to give you. But with time, I actually understand that it has come to stay. It has come to stay, and I'm coming to love it. I'm becoming to love it. But anyways, at first it was crazy to me that everybody don't celebrate New Year on the typical 1st January. The final one, this is something I met in the United States. Back home, I never knew about it of any sort of any kind. I didn't know about it. Is the fact that the Chinese age calculating system, well, I don't know how to say it, their age calculating system. It happens that every January 1st, like every Chinese people don't add year depending on when you were born. It's like your birthday, you don't just add a year only on your birthday. You add a year every January 1st. They add another year. This is weird. Like, this one, I still find it very crazy. I still find it like, wow, this is something else. Because when I first heard about it, I was thinking it's a joke. Like, it's like, one of my friends exaggerating about it. But I literally had to read about it and found out that it was even, I watched many movies about it, and then I found out that it is true that their aging system, you add a year every January 1st. So, the first thing as me, as Africa, as Nigeria girl, the first thing I asked, okay, what if somebody that was born on December 30th, what happens? How old is the person in January 1st? December 30th is like 2 days to January 1st. So I'm like, they said that according to their age time, as far as the person is born the former year, that the person is 1 year. You'll automatically become 1 year on the day of your birth. So, how we count age system, especially in Africa, and I'm very sure that every African country adds a year the second year after you were born, not the day. You don't add a year on the day you were born. We don't do that. And it's not like here, many people also do that, like the next year after you are born is when you add a year. But Chinese people, you add a year on the day you are born. Like, immediately you take breath, you are 1 year old. A child that is born on the 30th of December, on the 1st of January, as far as it's the other year, even if it's the next day that is the 1st of January, even if you're born on the 31st of December, 1st of January being the next day, you are 2 years old. And it's like, when I saw this, I was like, this is crazy. This is like, wow. Sometimes some of my Chinese friends, when I was in school, it's not like Chinese, Asian. It's not just Chinese that do. It's like some part of Asia. It's East Asians, not just Chinese. Think East Asians. I think that's how they calculate their dates. If you're born in December, if you want to stay in your stomach, December 31st and come out, the next day you become 2 years. So it's like, to me, it's like, when I was in school and my, Asian friends, whenever I know that, oh, you're Chinese, they are, Korean and everything, whenever they tell me, oh, if we start talking about dates, how old are you, what's your birth date, it's like, and Anybody that tell me they are like 18 years, I'm like, this one is 17. I just in my head I will minus that 1 year for you. I'm like, this one is 17 years. Like you tell me like you're 20 and I know that you're Korean. The next time this one is 19. But actually in their own system they are 20, but when I take in a typical system I know of, they will be 19. So that's why anytime any of my friends tell me their age, I just minus age for them. And then I'm just having it in my head, this one is 19. If this one is 20, that means it's 19. But yes, it's fun. It's like, to me it was crazy to know that that's how they actually calculate their age, aging system. And it was fun. It's educating to know that it's things that you think is typical, like things that you think is typical is okay everywhere. It's not. Like you come to a different place and you see that like it's like your world is turned upside down, and that taboo in your country is like a norm in somebody's country. That's why sometimes we don't like to judge people. We don't like so much keep judging people anyhow, because your taboo is somebody's norm. When I came to the United States, I'm like, whoa, crazy. But with time I got used to them, and even though it still give me that crazy vibe, but we adjusting. We adjusting to it. Like if you have watched this period, I'm so grateful. That means you liked this video, and I hope you learned something from it, so that when you move to to a different country, at least when you move in here, you know that some of these things are like is a thing. It's not crazy. You might actually think it's crazy when you first come in, but with time you realize that it's a thing. It's not that crazy. Yeah, I hope you learned something. I hope that it's been educating so far for you. And please subscribe. Please hit on the subscription button. And if you know any other things that you think that is crazy that I didn't mention, let's see it on the comment section. Keep commenting. Make sure to comment. Tell me what you think that is crazy that I didn't mention, or things that you think I listed that is crazy that you don't think is crazy. I would like to, let's talk in the comment section and know what you think. But for now, thank you for watching. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please do want to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the subscription button. Yeah, click the subscription button. It's not costing you anything. Please. please before I carry my village people to your house to beg you, please do subscribe. Okay. Thank you. So till next time, I remain Stephanie. Thank you.